Older men with younger children having the jellies. I've had 3 older men with younger children lash out at me in the last few weeks because I'm child free. All 3 of these men have younger kids in a second marriage. 2 married the second wife, she wanted kids, he got her pregnant, and then forgot that he had to be a father. The third one himself was child free, but decided the only way to get his younger woman he was interested in was to pretend he wanted kids, but doesn't want to be a father. So the first guy was telling me that I should be picking up as much overtime as possible to be saving for my retirement because as it gets closer, I'll regret not doing so. I let him know that my retirement is already set. He replied, "You'll be surprised how much college for your children is going to cost." I told him I don't have kids, and you would have thought I told him he smelled like farts and looked like a vulture. He was so angry. He said I would change my mind. I'm in my late 40s and was fixed in my early 30s. That when I was his age, mid 50s with a 7-year-old, I would understand. Like, dude, I'm not gonna make that mistake. He was so uppy. For the next several hours, he could not stop making passive aggressive comments about how I'll not be able to retire in the next not so distant future or travel whenever I want while he's stuck raising a teenager in his 60s. And like, yeah, you chose that life. You literally, like, why are you jealous of somebody for you doing what you wanted to do and them not doing what you want them to do? Nor did anybody ask for your advice. I was telling the second man about my vacation plans this summer, and he asked me how I plan to do all these amazing things with my kids. I told him I don't have kids. He was more solemn than huffy as he told me about how every weekend over the summer his kids have this tournament or that camp and then weekday classes. He'd be lucky to have a weekend off. I said, but it must be such a joy to watch your children compete. And he said, I'd rather be in Sweden, which is one of the places I'm going to. He talked about how his kids with his first wife are in college and out of the home, and he should have left it at that. He mentioned how he originally planned to retire at 55, but now because he has a 6-year-old and a 9-year-old, he'll be working till he's 90. What? And a third person, he's always been child free, but he realized he was going to lose access to this woman's body if he didn't pretend he wanted kids. Now they have a baby, and he wants a full-time babysitter. He's jealous of the attention the baby gets. He doesn't understand why he doesn't have the freedom he used to have. He talks about the baby as if it were a fish tank that his wife bought, and she's just unreasonably obsessed with keeping it clean. In the same breath, he'll tell me I should be open to dating men that have young children. Yeah, so that she could be a babysitter and a free mom without, ooh, no, deny that, decline. On one hand, it shines a bright light on how right the decision was for me. On the other, I'm sick of them getting mad at me as if I forced them to have children in their 50s. Like the first two were really just angry at me. The first one got up and left the conversation at first, though he is a Southern Christian, so I'm sure the whole woman not have kids thing was a part of it. Add that she's successful and independent, and he's stuck having to help a more modern woman than his first wife raise children, and he was red in the face. It's fun that they're jealous, but annoying that they're angry at me. And it's just, yeah, the propaganda is heavy. We've all been propagandized throughout our lives being told we need to have kids because it's going to make us happy. And it's made people happy throughout history. But it hasn't. It's just you're supposed to do it to keep people going, to keep the species going, I guess. But there's social contracts that need to be made before people are more willing to make children on purpose. Like tons of people are going to be guilted into giving birth to children that are accidentally created. And up to now, that amount of people has been enough to keep the population growing. But as people more have access to books and the internet and delicious foods, and they see the people around them that have kids suffering, and even the people that really, really want to have kids, the ones that are worth listening to on the situation will tell you it is a major, serious decision that is a huge responsibility and a change of your life that you need to be ready for the change so that you can be the right person for that kid, because you can easily mess a kid up by not being right for, like, not being there for them or not being right for them in their lives when they need you to be. There's damage you can do even if you don't violently do a thing to a person or say a thing to a person. So, oh yeah, always follow what you feel is best. Always do your research. read the pros and cons of everything, because there are some cons to not having kids. Like right now, I am recording a YouTube video instead of taking care of a child. That's a con, right?